Did you know some of the most powerful moments of the civil rights movement were fueled by an alliance most Americans barely talk about today? You've heard of Martin Luther King Jr., but do you know who stood beside him in jail cells, on buses, and on the front lines? In this video, you're about to uncover a hidden chapter of American history, one of solidarity, tension, courage, and heartbreak between Black and Jewish Americans. And here's what I want you to think about. Why isn't this story told more often? In the early 1900s, two communities carried deep scars. Black Americans were fighting the brutal legacy of slavery and Jim Crow. Jewish immigrants were fleeing pogroms, persecution, and rising anti-Semitism in Europe. They arrived in the same cities, lived in the same crowded neighborhoods, faced discrimination from the same systems of power. But here's what most history books skip. In the 1950s and 60s, Jewish Americans were disproportionately represented among white civil rights activists. Nearly half of the white Freedom Riders were Jewish. Rabbis marched in Selma. Jewish lawyers helped dismantle segregation laws. Andrew Goodman and Michael Schwerner, two young Jewish men, were murdered alongside James Chaney in Mississippi in 1964. They didn't just support the movement, some died for it. Images from Selma show Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel walking arm in arm with Dr. King. Heschel later said he felt like he was praying with his feet. But here's where things get strange. This powerful alliance didn't stay simple. By the late 1960s, tensions began to rise. Urban neighborhoods were changing. Economic competition grew. Political ideologies shifted. The rise of Black power emphasized independence. Meanwhile, debates over Israel and Middle East politics added new layers of strain. What began as solidarity started becoming complicated. And that complexity is rarely discussed openly. There were moments of unity and moments of mistrust, cooperation and conflict, shared trauma and diverging paths. But what happened next shocked everyone. In 1968, after Dr. King's assassination, riots erupted across America. In many cities, Jewish-owned businesses in predominantly Black neighborhoods were caught in the crossfire. Fear replaced partnership. Conversations became harder. Media narratives oversimplified everything. The alliance that once symbolized moral courage was now facing fragmentation. And yet, beneath the headlines, cooperation never fully disappeared. Jewish organizations continued funding civil rights initiatives. Black leaders continued speaking out against anti-Semitism. Interfaith coalitions quietly worked behind the scenes. Because here's the truth most people don't realize. Both communities understood persecution. Both knew what it meant to be targeted. Both carried generational trauma. The relationship wasn't a straight line. It was human, messy, real. And maybe that's why it's uncomfortable to teach. History prefers clean heroes and villains, but this story is about something deeper. Shared struggle, shifting politics, and the fragile nature of alliances under pressure. So let me ask you, were you ever taught about this partnership in school? Did you know how deeply intertwined these communities once were? Comment below what surprised you most and whether you think this alliance could look different today. Because this wasn't just a political partnership. It was one of the most powerful and complicated alliances in modern American history. If you love forgotten American history, you'll love what's coming next week. This was only one hidden chapter. There are more stories, untold, uncomfortable, and unbelievably real, buried beneath the surface of America's past. This was uncovering America's strangest and forgotten real stories. This was just one forgotten chapter. Want to hear about the next hidden American tragedy? Subscribe. It's coming next week.